Just hold still for me.
The mountains of Talara rose like broken emerald spears piercing the clouds, a place humans rarely visited and dragons never invited them to. Yet here stood Elias Varen, a quiet human scholar from the Academy of Archives, clutching his satchel and trying not to tremble as the ancient dragon gate rumbled open. The dragons called him for one reason: to study their history. Or so he believed, but the truth lay hidden beneath layers of scales, both literal and political. A tall female dragon in humanoid form approached, her long tail curled with elegant control. She towered over him, her amethyst eyes observing every twitch of his posture. Her skin carried the faint shimmer of scales beneath, glowing softly under the mountain sun. "I am Lady Syraxine, daughter of the High Brood," she said. "You will walk with me." Elias bowed nervously. "I am honored, truly." He expected a scoff, maybe a hiss. Instead, she studied him with a strange softness. "You are smaller than I imagined," she murmured. He wasn't sure how to respond, so he simply followed. Chapter 1. The Dragon with the Unbreakable Facade. For 2 weeks, Elias lived in the Dragon Sanctum, studying relics, translating tablet markings, and observing the way dragons shifted fluidly between their dragon and humanoid forms. But the most puzzling part of his stay wasn't their anatomy or ancient rituals. It was Lady Syraxine. She was fierce yet oddly gentle, proud yet seeming burdened with a weight no warrior should carry. Dragons rarely showed emotion, pain least of all. Their culture valued strength, power, flame. Yet Elias noticed something strange. Whenever she thought no one was watching, she would press her hand against her lower side, right where her ribs met her stomach. A tiny flinch, a tightening of her jaw, a wince of something deeper than physical ache. One morning, while studying a massive fossil in the courtyard, Elias saw her stumble, just slightly, as she approached. "Lady Syraxine, are you hurt?" Her eyes flashed in denial. "A dragon does not hurt." "That wasn't my question." She glared at him, but he didn't look away. He wasn't fearless, just concerned. A small tremor rippled through her wings. She inhaled sharply. "You know nothing, human scholar," she whispered, "nothing of what dragons must carry." And she walked away. Chapter 2. The Wound No One Saw. That night the wind howled through the mountain caverns. Dragons roared in distant halls, practicing flame rituals. Elias sat in his chamber, unable to sleep, thinking about the pain in Syraxine's eyes. A knock echoed. The door pushed open. Syraxine stood there, hooded in a dark cloak, her face pale. "You must come," she ordered. "To where?" "Into the deep chambers. There is something I must show you." Her voice trembled. Elias followed her down winding stairs into caverns lit by blue flame. At the final chamber she paused, breathing heavily, sweating, her wings trembling. Then she let out a small, sharp cry and fell to her knees. Elias rushed to her side. "Syraxine, what's happening?" "It hurts." Again she gasped. He gently supported her shoulders. "Let me help. Tell me what's wrong." She grabbed his wrist, claws pressing into his skin. "If you see this, human, you must swear silence. I swear." Her chest rose and fell rapidly. Then, Syraxine lifted the side of her cloak. Elias froze. Carved into her scales was a glowing sigil, pulsing like molten metal. It looked like a brand, but alive, burning through her very essence. "Who did this to you?" Elias whispered, horrified. Syraxine's voice broke. "My own people." He stared at her, shocked beyond words. Chapter 3. The Curse of the First Brood. Syraxine leaned against the wall, panting. "Dragons have a secret, Elias, a weakness no outsider must ever know. Our ancestors feared betrayal, so they created the brood sigils, marks that bind the higher-born to absolute obedience." He blinked. "You're branded by your own empire?" "It is not a brand. It is a leash." The sigil glowed brighter, sending a violent pain through her torso. She cried out, curling forward. Elias held her shoulders. "This is torture." "It is tradition," she hissed bitterly. "We call it honor, but it is suffering." Another wave of pain hit her. Her talons tore into the floor. Elias had studied dragons for years, but nothing prepared him for this. How long have you been hiding this? He asked. Since birth, she whispered. Only my mother knew, and she is gone. Her voice cracked in a way Elias had never heard. Dragons weren't supposed to sound human. The pain subsided enough for her to breathe again. She looked at him, eyes trembling, not with fear but exhaustion. You are the first outsider to see this, she said. The first I have trusted. Elias swallowed. I'll help you break it. Her eyes widened. No one can break a brood sigil. Then no one except me has ever tried. Chapter 4. The scholar's discovery. The next days were a blur of study. Experiments, forbidden library scrolls, and endless cave nights. Saraxine grew weaker. The sigil flared more violently with each passing hour. Elias connected the pieces, ancient runes, dragon vital energy, internal flame conduits. One evening, as Saraxine lay trembling on the stone floor, Elias examined the sigil closely for the first time. Then he gasped. The sigil wasn't a brand. Wasn't a spell. Wasn't a curse, it was a parasite. A living form of ancient magic, feeding on her flame, draining her life force, enslaving her will. Saraxine, Elias whispered, stepping back in horror. It's alive, she blinked weakly. What? The sigil? It's a creature, a magical symbiote, and it's killing you. Her eyes widened in fear for the first time in her life. You can remove it? She whispered. Maybe, but it won't want to be removed. Her voice trembled. Do what you must. Chapter 5. The painful unbinding, deep within the sanctum, Elias placed his hands near the glowing sigil. It pulsed like a beating heart. Saraxine clenched her jaw. On my mark, Elias whispered. I'm disrupting its connection point. The sigil reacted violently. Saraxine screamed, wings flaring in agony. Elias, stop! We're almost through. Her body convulsed as the parasite surged through her chest like molten ice. Hold on, Saraxine. You have to fight it. Through tears of pain, she roared, I am trying. The chamber shook. Flames burst from her throat, scorching the ceiling. At last, the sigil split open like a cracked gemstone, unleashing a shockwave of energy. Saraxine collapsed in Elias's arms. It's out, she whispered. Elias held her trembling body. You're free. No dragon has ever been free. Now one is. Chapter 6. The shocking revelation. When Saraxine awoke, she looked different. Her scales brighter, her breath steady, her aura strong, but that wasn't the shocking part. As Elias stepped back to give her space, she shifted instinctively, effortlessly, into her full dragon form. Her body glowed with pure, unbound flame. She gasped. Elias froze. Elias, she whispered, her voice echoing through the chamber. Do you realize what you've done? You're healed, he said softly. I'm more than healed. She lowered her massive head. I am the first unbound dragon in 1,000 years. Elias blinked. Meaning? She stared at him with reverence. Meaning every dragon in the empire will either fear me or follow me. Elias's heart pounded. I didn't do this for power, he said. I did it for you. Her huge, glowing eye softened. And I will never forget it. Chapter 7. The new dawn of the Dragon Empire word spread through Thalara like wildfire. Dragons roared in disbelief. Some fled, others bowed. Saraxine, once a captive of her birthright, now stood free, powerful, radiant, and always beside her. Elias not as her servant, not as her scholar, but as the human who freed her from centuries of oppression. On the highest terrace of the sanctum, Saraxine looked down at her people. From today onward, she announced, her voice booming, no dragon will live in chains. The crowd erupted in roars that shook the mountains. Elias watched, stunned. Then Saraxine turned to him and bowed. Something dragons never did for humans. You did what no dragon dared, Elias Varen. You saw my pain, and you freed me. He swallowed. Anyone would have... No, she whispered. Only you. For the first time, Elias saw a dragon smile, and it was beautiful.